Hey guys, it's Brittany. I'm back and I was just going to do a video. I've had a few people ask me about Casey's labor and delivery and her NICU stay and her surgery. So I figured I would just do a video compiling all of that into one. I'm gonna really try my best to keep it short and sweet. And I really hope that you can't hear my TV right now. I turned it down really low. I'm trying to watch The Voice from last night because I have no clue who went home. So I'm just kind of trying to let it play while I'm doing this. So if you just see me glance over like that, that's me wondering what the heck is going on the TV. So I'm going to really try to keep this under a certain amount of time. And that's not going to happen if I continue rambling. So I'll just go ahead and get started talking about her labor and delivery. When I had a really rough pregnancy. My whole entire pregnancy I was sick. I had morning sickness every single day for 9 months straight. I threw up every single day, literally, and even including the day that I had her. So, and it really wasn't morning sickness, it was all day sickness, and it was horrible, but worth it. I was early on in my pregnancy that I was told I was probably miscarrying, but obviously I wasn't. Then when I was 16 weeks, I found out she was a girl. They found a cyst on her brain and a white spot on her heart on the ultrasound, and they said those are markers for Down syndrome and a few of the trisomy. I never know how to say that. I think it's trisomy 13 or trisomy 18. And so, and 4 weeks later they found that the cyst on her brain, the white spot on her heart, was gone. It was just, I really don't honestly know what it was. I guess maybe just growing. I don't know. But anyway, so I made it all the way to 38 weeks. And for the last 3 weeks of my pregnancy, from 35 weeks to 38 weeks, I had a continuous headache. A headache that would not go away all day long, every day. Nothing was helping it. And so I ended up, Juno, stop humping Fifi. My dog is over here humping my other dog. It's so weird. But anyways, what was I saying? Yes, I had an all-day headache, and my blood pressure was sort of okay. It was higher than normal, but it wasn't super high, so my doctor really wasn't all that concerned about it. Then at my 38-week appointment, she checked my blood pressure and she asked me about my headaches and stuff, and it wasn't getting any better. And then they found out that I was spilling protein in my urine, which is a sign of preeclampsia. That, coupled with my headache, my blurred vision, and then also my blood pressure shot up very high. They said, we're going to wheel you over to the hospital right this second. We got to get this induction started. And I really did not want to be induced. I really wanted to do it naturally. I did not want Pitocin. I hated the idea of getting induced. It was one of those terrifying things to me. I read these horror stories and stuff online. Horrible idea. But she said that basically at that point it was safer for me and Casey to induce me. So, and at that point I was not going to risk either one of our lives, especially Casey's. So I went ahead and got induced. They wheeled me over to the hospital and they started the induction at 8 p.m. that night. And they started it by putting a pill in my cervix called Cytotec, which don't do it. Don't do that. I did not get a chance to research that stuff before I said it was okay to put that in me. Don't ever do that. It's no. Which I wish I'd have been more prepared to tell them no, but at that point I was so scared because of the preeclampsia. So I just sort of trusted my doctor, you know, but Anyways, so they did decide to take at 8 p.m. I was immediately, you want to say hi? I was immediately thrown into, she's got her Wonder Woman crown on. But I was immediately thrown into labor. I was having contractions automatically. Long story short, as far as the labor goes, I contracted and contracted until 4 a.m. the next morning, and then they started the Pitocin. I was in momentous amounts of pain before they ever started the Pitocin, and I was not even a half a centimeter dilated, and I wasn't even 50% effaced. They started the Pitocin at 4 a.m. and by 9 a.m., which put me at 13 hours in labor, I finally said, screw this, I can't. I wanted to do this naturally, but the Pitocin was so intense, and it was so just, I can't even explain how intense the contractions were because of the Pitocin. Never again. I learned my lesson with the entire labor process. My labor was not perfect, and it's not how I pictured it. She is perfect, and I'm thankful for that, but it was definitely not how I pictured it. But they broke my water at 9 a.m. and gave me my epidural. Then I was only 1.5 centimeters dilated, and I had been in so much pain. They gave me my epidural. I was fine. Oh, also, I was on magnesium sulfate the whole entire time I was in labor because of the risk of seizure, which is dangerous for me, and Casey because of my preeclampsia. But that stuff made me feel like I had the flu the entire time I was in labor, so I pretty much, once I got my epidural, I finally just fell asleep because I felt so horrible. I felt like I was going to throw up. I had the sweats, all kinds of stuff, and I labored all throughout the day. By 3 p.m. I was only dilated to a 3, actually. I was only dilated to a 3. Nothing was happening. It felt like it was going so slow, and that's, the magnesium does make it slow, and so, but I kept laboring, and it was at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. that night, the very next day, this was May 1st, I got induced, how many days are in April? 30 days have September, April 30th, whoa, brain fart. But yes, April 30th is when I went in to be induced, and this was May 1st, at 6 p.m. They, I told him to check me, and because I started feeling huge amounts of pressure, and my epidural had stopped working. I was starting to be able to move my legs and stuff, and I was tripping out, like, because I felt everything at that point, and my husband was freaked out because I was able to move my legs, and because I was feeling everything, and I told him, I was like, you gotta check me, something doesn't feel right, I gotta push. Checked me, I was at a 7, and she said, oh honey, it's gonna be a while, you know, blah blah blah, you're not gonna, you're just feeling a lot of pressure. Still able to move my legs. About 20 minutes later, I told her she had to check me again. I was at a 9. And she still said, oh, it's probably gonna be a few more hours, you know, don't think that this is it. Not even 15 minutes later, I told her, look, something is up. You have to check me because I've got to push. And at this point, I'm screaming in pain because I am able to feel everything. And she checked me, and lo and behold, I was at a 10, and Casey's head was like right there. You could really, I mean, it happened all very quickly. I'm very thankful that my epidural stopped working because I was able to push her out very quickly. At about, I'd say 6:40, 6:45-ish, I started pushing. She was out by 7:01. I did not push very long at all. She came out just perfectly. It was the absolute best moment of my life, hands down. Yeah, it was so awesome. But she was perfect. She was 7 pounds, 0 ounces. She was 7 pounds even, and she was 19 3/4 inches long. She was absolutely perfect. So we stayed in the hospital for 2 days. She breastfed perfectly while we were in the hospital. Everything was great. Everything was going perfect. When we got home, that's when everything changed. Everything seemed so different once we got home.